how can you turn a boring document like this into an entirely designed project that has your branding, your colors, and perfectly done copy, text, and style ready to present in just minutes? In this video, you are going to learn how to take these contextual images that you just download from anywhere you want and turn them into an entire pitch deck that has your real information. So you can take anything, like, for example, a project, a report that you need to present like right now, and turn it into an entire pitch deck that it is very, very well designed. The first thing that you want to do is having your visual examples. You can just come to Pinterest and pick anything you like. It doesn't have to be a pitch deck by itself. It can be anything. It can be a poster, it could be social media design samples, or even a design tendency. Like, for example, here I wrote brutalism that I really, really like. After you have your samples selected, you're going to need a prompt and an LLM. Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want. You're going to upload those images and add a master prompt. So here is the real trick. The prompt is telling the AI to act not only as a visual analyzer, but also is preparing the actual structure that we will use later to generate our deck. So don't miss this part. First, we tell the AI to act as a senior prompt architect and visual style analyzer. Remember, we can use several roles and several specializations on the same prompt. Then we're going to give it a task. And the idea here is for him to analyze the full image set and output a deck creation prompt. That's right. In this instance, this part of the exercise, he's going to give us a prompt, but he's going to bring the visual DNA of what he's seeing. And is going to output all of that in a way that our next AI assistant is going to help us understand and is going to create the deck in a proper way. In this prompt that I have written, I have adaptation rules and I have mandatory elements because we are going to need those to be able to generate the deck that we want to generate. Also, because we have a character limit, we have compression rules. These are very important. For example, remove the redundancy between the pages because we want every page to look different. And at the end, we have some output rules about what he is supposed to give us on the result. As you can see here, I have created my own GPT to make this task much more simple, and you're going to find the link to this GPT. It is public for you to use on the video description. If you're using my GPT, you can just write start and hit enter after you paste your images, and he's going to start searching inside of its knowledge. He's going to follow the master prompt and he's going to make for you the entire thing for you to copy paste very quickly. As you can see, he's preparing a new prompt for another AI to use. And we have some variables that we can determine. Once this is complete, we can just copy this and go to our next tool. Before going to NotebookLM, you can tell the AI to change this prompt to your brand color. So maybe you want to give it like a screenshot of your website or any kind of material you have, and you can tell analyze this image and change the color palette and the fonts to match my branding. And that way you're gonna change it. Here you're gonna see is like reddish with orange, and you're gonna see that he's going to change those colors to your brand, no matter what the look on the samples that you gave it is like. To be able to make the actual deck, we're going to be using Notebook LM. And the way of doing it is really easy, but you're going to have to tweak a couple of things for you to get a custom made deck with the instructions that you want to give it. If you don't have a Notebook LM account, you can just use it with your regular Gmail account. It's going to open something like this, and you're going to go here and click on create a new notebook. So the first thing you gotta do is right here where it says drop your files. You're going to take that long, boring document and are going to load it or drag it into this notebook. And that's the only thing you're going to need. You don't need anything else. Once that notebook LM has finished analyzing your document, you're going to see it right here on the left side of your notebook. Now it's ready for you to start producing your content. So on the right side of Notebook LM, you can find the studio controls. This is quite something because the studio controls allow you to do a bunch of things. You can do audio overview, slide decks, videos, mind map, reports, really go and play with it. But right now, we're going to focus only on the slide deck function. What I want you to do is to click on that small arrow and you're going to focus right here where it says describe the slide deck that you want to create. That is very important because this is the place where we're going to paste our instructions. This is going to bring all of the styles, the visual elements, the typography, the settings that we got from our images is going to bring it into Notebook LM. And you got to do something before sending the generate order, which is you got to come here and you got to select these variables. So for example, intensity mode, it means if you want it to be more punchy, more design style, safe is more corporate, or you want to balance between the both of them. In this case, I'm going to say punch because I want it to be really powerful. Imagery mode, you can say if you want each slide to have optional images, image first, or mostly typography, because maybe you're doing a simple report or you want something that is more graphic design inclined. In this case, I'm going to put image first when possible. As you're seeing here, I'm only deleting the options that I don't want, and I'm leaving these orders here for him to see inside of the prompt. Then it comes the content mode. He's asking you if you want to do a presentation that you can send to people or you want to do it as a presentation that you are going to be talking into. Very important distinction. Actually, Notebook also has this kind of distinction right up here where it says detailed deck and presenter slides. But it's much better if you also put it in your prompt. So in this case, I'm going to put executive pitch standalone because I want this to be understandable by itself. And the aspect ratio, as I'm recording this video, only 69 works with Notebook, but you can try and put it into the prompt if you wish to do something else. I just take it out and let him work. And that's it. Be aware that you can select your language. So for all of you who want to do it in another language, he's going to use that. After you have this, remember that you can click short or default length. I'm going to select short. You can further personalize the content of the deck. Your document is the source of the knowledge Notebook is going to be using to develop the deck. So if you have garbage in, garbage is going to come out. In my case, I have a stage by stage modular growth project. As you can see here, I have a stage one, a stage two, a stage three, four, five, and so on. So each one of these stages is helping me identify what I want on each slide of my presentation. Maybe you have a different kind of structure. Maybe you have it by goals, or maybe you have it by results that have come from a campaign. If that's not the case, I will advise you to pre run your document, analyze it, and try to get a comprehensive document that is going to work better for Notebook LM to be able to make that distinction, because you can say each stage has to be on a different slide. So it could be each stage, each result, each year, depending on the way that you have your main document structured. Remember that he is going to read all of that. And after you have all of those instructions set up, you can click generate. Once that's done, you're going to be able to see it on your studio settings on the right side. You can just click on it, and right here you can go full screen, and he's going to give you a presentation that is going to be adapted to your style, to your colors, and to what you wanted to say. So take a look at this. I did said that I want each slide to have on a stage, and he did make a cover and the complete timeline. In a previous version I requested for this, and this is a very fast and simple way of having a document that is perfectly presentable for you to use in your work. You could go even further, telling the system to personalize certain specific slides. How could you do this? Well, NotebookLM has a very interesting button right up here that it says revise. So when you click on that, you're going to be able to send changes to specific slides inside of the deck and click generate revise deck to be able to make an entire new version, now having your changes inside of them. Now my second sample is done, and this time I didn't add corporate limitations to it. So you're going to see that he's actually following much more powerfully the visual integration style, but still taking into account everything that is inside of my document. And this is a very, very powerful deck that you can use in any presentation or send to anybody, and they're going to be very, very impressed. Again, if you want to modify something, like for example, these little boxes, you just need to come here and tell in plain English the changes that you want to do, and he will make you a new version with those changes only in that slide, which is very, very useful. So as you can see here, everything that you need to make beautiful decks, even if you're going to take them as a base to send and replicate by your design team and have an editable version of it. A very useful tool that anybody can use on their company, that you can use on your work since right now. If you want to learn how to make these beautiful AI machines that can really help your company and make any kind of stuff that you can imagine, go to my web. You're going to find the AI Mastery Pro. Is the exact same mindset, style, and techniques that I used to build the prompt that you just saw today. You're going to have access to it when you click on the link. But if you learn how to use your own prompts, you're going to be unstoppable. This thing has 14 lessons, no experience required, and you are going to go from zero to hero on the AI world. Follow me on the rest of any channel you want at Solo Medio Creative. My name is Sol. Thank you for watching. Be good, be creative, and I will see you later.